Hey everybody, it's Dr. Anthony G. Beck, and I want to talk to you briefly today about the downside of certain prescription drugs on your state of hydration in the body. Now, I'm not going to get into a deep pharmacological finger pointing, but I will kind of point out two little areas that you might want to take a look at when it comes to commonly prescribed medications. One of which are fluoroquinone antibiotics, so things like Levaquin and Cipro and things like that. Now, as of late, these broad spectrum antibiotics that are given out for various infections, and sometimes given out in the absence of infection, but some unscrupulous, uneducated clinicians out there prescribing those to patients, but don't get me started on that. There's a black box warning, and they're talking about the fact that some people are reporting tendon ruptures, aortic ruptures, and things like that. So you have tissues actually ripping and tearing as associated with these fluoroquinone class of antibiotics. Now, one of the reasons for that is because they're called fluoroquinones. So that fluoro stands for fluoride. So they are built off of a fluoride molecule. Now, fluoride is a dielectric constant blocker. So just by very default of the presence of that molecule of fluoride in there, it changes the way fluid dynamics work in the body. Matter of fact, one of the number one enemies to hydration and the way that fluids move across membranes and how it acts in the body is fluoride. That's why you have no business drinking fluorinated water. Okay, so I know there's some political stuff out there when it comes to fluoride, but I've recommended for 25 years and to tens of thousands of patients in my clinical time to avoid fluoride consumption in their water. It does not make your teeth stronger. There's no clinical studies that really support that. That's all political. There's great movies and documentaries are out there that's outside of the scope of this quick little video, but I just want to let you know, fluoride is a poison. It's very detrimental specifically to how water performs in the body. So you want to stay away from fluoride. But there are times, clinically, to save your life, we will prescribe some fluoroquinone-based antibiotics, okay? So if you take a course of Cipro or something like that, just know that one of the consequences of that is fluid dynamics in the body can greatly be impaired. So you're going to need to pay attention to your fluid metabolism, your water consumption, your electrolyte repletion, and then think about how am I going to help support or mitigate some of the downsides of such approaches out there in medicine that are needed, unfortunately, sometimes. One of the ways to do that, of course, is with oral IV. In the fact that oral IV is basically water's wingman. It helps to make water work more efficiently at the cellular level by adjusting that bioelectrical potential along the membrane. And so it is a very supportive factor post prescription of antibiotics in the fluoroquinone class. Now, a couple of other drugs out there that also have fluoride in them. The vast majority of the SSRIs, or the antidepressants, so things like Prozac and things of that nature. Well, the thing is again, not getting into the medical legal stuff when it comes to prescription of these particular medications. I'm just wanting to focus on the fact that some of these drug classes actually have a molecule in them that has a fluoride backbone. And so that fluoride consumption into the body lends to dehydration because of its detrimental effect on water. So antibiotics and most of the antidepressants. There's others that are out there when it comes to anything that says flu, right? So if you think about that, right? So there's some anti-histamines, there's some nose sprays that'll have that in there. They'll also have some diuretics, right? So when you have these different classes of medications to treat other diseases, always go and look at your medication and look and see if it has a fluoride molecule built into it. And if it does, your red flag's got to go up. You got to decide, well, how long do I need to be on this medication, or do I need to be on this medication or not? Have that conversation with your doctor. But at the end of the day, one of the things you don't need permission for, or any other thing other than just by choice and proper strategy application, is managing how water and fluid works inside of your body as a consequence to said drug. Okay, so one of the things you want to do is maintain proper hydration strategies through diet and healthful sources of water consumption, and you can always look towards oral IV to help you do that because of its mechanism of action at the cellular level to make water work more efficiently, stay with you longer, and basically be your wingman. So hope this makes sense to you guys. Hey, until next time, stay hydrated.